In today's video, we're going to check out some creepy TikTok conspiracies. Let's get into it.
Do you know 2,000 kids go missing out of Disney every year?
Is that true?
That's what Google says.
So easy.
They could just grab your kid and just leave the park.
We should try it. I have an idea. We go to the park, and each of us is tasked to steal one of our kids.
I can't play that game.
We have to just figure it out, and we'll see how easy it is.
I remember being a little kid and I went to Disney with my uncle and his girlfriend, and I thought I was following them, and I ended up following this other couple
Home Alone.
around the park. Isn't that crazy? I don't know if they ever told my parents that.
Do you remember the fear of losing your parents in like a store and stuff?
Oh yeah.
You're like, do 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 do. Obviously, you grew up with it. But just like,
Where's he at?
where's my dad?
Constant heartbeat.
But yeah, I just remember that like fear. I'll never forget that fear.
Yeah.
Mom! Dude, there was where are you? You're just in the electronics department. Like, I mean, I was thinking about that while we were there with you guys, and I was like, it makes sense. How would you stop it?
That is bizarre. I actually did Google that, and it is confirmed that there is reportedly every year 2,000 plus children that go missing at Disney World and Disneyland. Even though there's hundreds of thousands or millions of people that circulate through that theme park monthly, that's still very alarming that many children end up going missing. There needs to be like an increased staff or something to keep an eye out on every child, or when you enter the park, have a tracking location added to them, like an air tag of some sort, because that's pretty scary.
If you were one of the few that got sick during the eclipse or after the eclipse, it just means that your ancestors and spirit guides cleaned you the hell up. They cleaned you up like Hooked on Phonics. They cleaned you up from A to Z. Total transformation. They removed every negative energy out of you. It was just so strong. By you getting spiritually cleansed and with the energy from the eclipse, it's just the aftermath of you just getting sick. It just means it was really strong. It means that you're also very powerful. Not everyone can feel the energy of an eclipse, but you did. Just go ahead and blow your nose. Do what you got to do to feel better, but you will get through it. Wear that sickness with pride because you're about to go through a total transformation. It's just your body letting you know. It's just your body letting you know that you're done. You have been transformed. Now you just need to let your body rest and heal and drink a lot of water. But you're going to get back.
I left this video in here because I also had a couple of people in my comments that said that they were awfully ill during the eclipse and after. So it makes me wonder, like, was there something going on, or was the government spraying chemicals that was just affecting us all, or what was it exactly? Because
this is the most craziest one. Look at that.
And that's why everybody's acting so crazy. It's lead poisoning. We have lead poisoning. I don't think it's a coincidence that as soon as lockdown happened, as soon as COVID broke out, Shein, Temu, and Five Below got really popular. All of these companies, all of these companies of which have been found putting lead into their products. We all have lead poisoning. And I also don't think it's a coincidence that now inflation has gotten so high that some people are pushed to the point where they have no other option but to buy from stores like this. Eat the rich.
and I've been seeing a lot on TikTok about Lunchables having lead in them. So back in my day, we had to worry about kids eating paint chips, and now we just have to worry about consuming everyday products to get lead.
If you haven't been able to hear about this yet, this is crazy, but scientists have just discovered the world's largest asteroid buried underneath Australia. So this study is suggesting that an asteroid crater could be buried underneath Australia, which is pretty big news in itself. So this study concluded that the asteroid structure is estimated to be over 320 miles in diameter. That is huge. And they're obviously saying that if that proves to be accurate, it would dwarf the largest confirmed impact structure in the world right now, which is the one.
Dang, 3 times bigger than the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs? That's pretty crazy. I'm curious to see the continuous studies on this, because I've never heard of it before. Any of my people that are in Australia, have you heard of this, or is there a continued study that you're aware of? Please let me know in the comments, because this is pretty cool. Hey, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the channel. I only ask once per video and I make a video like this almost every day. And to the people that are subscribed to the channel, thank you so much for being a part of the channel. And for the people that are not subscribed, I still appreciate you nonetheless. Thank you for watching. And don't forget, if you want to be a part of Questions for DK, leave a comment starting with Question for DK if you have any questions for me, whether it be conspiracy theories, theories in general, or just personal questions you want to know about me. Leave a comment starting with Question for DK so that I can find your comment in the YouTube search results. And I'll answer those questions in a future video later on.
Do you know what a seraphim is?
No.
Look at him. Do you think he knows what a seraphim is?
You guys have such good vocabulary.
Okay, so a seraphim is a heavenly creature described in the Bible, and it looks terrifying. It's always in the presence of God, and it's basically described as 6 wings, and like with eyes and like an eye in the middle.
Yeah, if I saw that in a dream, we'd be talking to somebody immediately. Yeah.
Well, how about not seeing it in a dream, but seeing it in real life? In Mexico, they're at like this airport. These people are like up at like filming something in the sky. The thing that looks like an eye in the middle is just like moving around. Like it makes sense though, like in scripture, like when they were, the seraphim and stuff would come to these prophets, they literally thought they were going to die.
Yeah.
And they would say, do not fear. That,
How could you
you're
not?
just like, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. It also says that the stars will fall.
What does that mean, though?
I know. I don't know what it means.
Some people interpret stars being the heavenly creatures.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes I see clouds and I see jumbo shrimp, like the shapes of cloud. Like, so it's like, what does it mean? Israel. Israel. Whoa.
One thing that I actually liked about this is that I didn't know that it was told that the stars would fall. That's an interesting thing that causes me to theorize about stars in general. What if the stars that we see, whether it being the firmament or if it's in outer space, what if they are the seraphim? What if that's what those are and we just think they're distant galaxies and planets, but in reality, they're just angels of some sort? That's a pretty cool theory. Let me know what you guys think about this, because that kind of makes me a little excited in a way. I don't know why. It's just really cool sounding.
There's a good chance that parallel universes do actually exist, and I want to explain to you how you can create one. There's this popular thought experiment in quantum physics known as Schrodinger's cat. It goes like this. You seal a cat inside of a box with a vat of poison, and at some random time, the vat of poison will release and take out the cat. Since you can't see inside of the box, and you don't know if the poison has been released, the cat is technically both alive and dead in a state known as quantum superposition. And the true fate of the cat isn't determined until you open the box and look for yourself. Well, one day, Hugh Everett came around and proposed the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics, and said that if the cat can be both alive and dead while in the state of quantum superposition, then there has to be a universe where both outcomes exist. The minute that you open the box, your reality splits one way, but there is equally another reality with the opposite outcome. In the many worlds interpretation, there are an infinite amount of universes, and new ones are created every single time that a decision is made, which means that if you're here right now, you made the decision to watch this video, but there's equally another universe where you made the decision to swipe away.
I like parallel universe theory. I think it's a really cool sounding one along with multiverse, but I have a hard time believing it because I do think that there would be ways to debunk it. I'm not going to get super deep into it because this is like one of the topics that I could talk about for a little while on how I do not necessarily believe it, but I do want to believe it. Let me know what you guys think about parallel universes, multiverse, things like that, because the list can really go on. I have a lot of theories behind it, but it can get really rambly really fast if I was to just go hard and tell you guys about it. It's kind of a separate video, honestly, that I would need to do just to talk about my thoughts on multiverse and parallel universe theory.
Okay, part 2, from what transpired in CERN. You've watched my last video about it being reported about when they turned on the Hadron Collider at CERN in Sweden, that something transpired and all hell broke loose and they had to alert other countries. Okay, several days ago, I was shown, I am a channeler, and I channel a guide from Andromeda. This is Andromeda behind me here, the star system Andromeda. And I'm going to call this guide Faith. And Faith and I met about 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. And this Andromedan, had been showing me that her specialty, she's shown me for the last 2.5, 3 years, that her specialty is black matter subjugation. And I had, and still have, Carrie, as just me, girl on the street, I have no idea what black matter subjugation is. I was blown away. I'd never even heard the phrase. And when I looked it up on Google, when she shared it with me 2+ years ago, it's not a thing. It's not something you can just look up. All I was starting to find were articles relating to CERN. Okay, fast forward to today and yesterday, knowing that, they were turning on the collider again and that they had had it off for some time. She had shown me, I call it a she, because that's how she shows herself to me. She had shown me that she was going to be there yesterday. And I was like, what do you mean? She'd been showing me for about 2 weeks, because at various times of my life, I'll check in with her and I'll say, hey, where are you in the universe or the multiverse or wherever it is you are? Where are you? Can you tell me? Sometimes she can say a name or she can show me things. Other times she just shows it as not something that can be named, but she's essence. Okay, so fast forward to, I know CERN was coming, the eclipse was coming, like what's happening? Like, I'm going to check in with my girl Faith. Okay, she showed me about 2 weeks before the eclipse, she said, I'm going to be there. And I'm like, what do you mean you're going to be there? And she showed me, she's like, I'm going to be at CERN. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, what are you gonna do? And so she was showing me these blocks of thought that for me are like projections. And it's like a movie screen in my mind of what is transpiring. And she kept showing me that she and multitudes of other entities, and the best way I can describe it is like she was showing herself like plasma, which is so goddamn epic. Because if you watch the video that I just duetted with, that's exactly what it was. They're calling it the ghost of CERN. I know exactly what it was. It was the other systems, the other entities, all, I don't know what you believe, but I'm going to say it in the language that just makes sense to me. So all the other star beings, all of our star brothers and sisters, the star people, they are all here to assist us. Yes, there are dark ones, but there are way more light ones that are here invested in what's happening on Gaia. And they were very, very, very invested on what was transpiring yesterday, because they did not want that collider to transpire on this portal. It was very, very, very dangerous, especially when it comes to black matter, or as they call it, dark matter. So she showed me in the upcoming weeks, like, there are many of us. And when I say many, it's a number bigger than I could probably ever even name. We are going to be there in presence to change the trajectory, to change the outcome of what they have planned at CERN, because we cannot allow this to transpire. It's a type of situation where, because I then asked her, I'm like, wait, what about like non-interference? Like, we have free will, we have, the agreements that we are not going to interfere. They can only introduce us from the inside out. So those of us who know that we are from other star systems, and we remember and we know which star systems that we are aligned to, like, we are supposed to come here and be born and then work from the inside out. And she's like, yes, that is true. That is something that is an agreement. But when it comes to destruction of the planet, when it comes to catastrophic destruction, there are safeguards and pinpoint moments where we are allowed, through the council's collective agreement, to step in and make changes. And that is exactly what transpired yesterday. And I would love to do some more diving research, or if you know in the comments what's transpiring right now. because I was so blown away when this video came up on my feed. I had to stop what I was doing immediately, duet that one, and make this one while Faith was like just downloading me with information. And what she's showing me is that they are all still there. They're all still there. It's not over. And they can call it a ghost, but we know what it is. It's star presence. It's unbelievable. You know, yesterday there was a collective hum that we were doing when the eclipse was transpiring, and I was humming, and I was like thanking the universe, thanking the divine for the upliftment of the humans on earth, thanking the divine for the healing of Gaia, thanking all that is for, you know, humanity to come together in deep love and presence. And it's transpiring. It's happening. We're changing things. We are. Hold the light. Hold the light. 51% love changes everything. Hold the line of love. We've got this.
I do not know if what she is saying is true about the plasma entity, but nonetheless, really inspirational, really cool. And if that's the case, if she really has been in contact with these entities, I would really like to see a little bit more of this content as to what are the entities telling her, and if we can validate the proof of what she's saying. Like if she was told that, you know, that they were going to be at CERN to try to stop the system or try to protect it, it would be kind of nice to have a forewarning on TikTok or whatever social platform saying, hey, these entities are going to be here. Stay tuned for that because they're doing something. That way, when we get the news announcement at CERN that there was a invisible entity there blocking particles, then we'd be like, oh wow, well, this lady is really onto something. Like she's really communicating with these other entities. I'm not calling her a liar or anything. I just would like a little bit more evidence to it because that is impressive and we need to know the truth. Do any of you guys have this ability to contact other individuals from different realms, dimensions, or far off galaxies? Because if that's the case, what do they talk to you about? Or is it just God or Jesus that you hear speaking to you? Or this individual that you think is God or Jesus speaking to you, could it be an entity from a far off galaxy or a different dimension? Not necessarily being God or Jesus. I don't know. I would like the ability to be able to do what this individual has done, but then again, I'm glad that I cannot, because that sounds pretty scary and exhausting in a way. If you know all this stuff, it's going to weigh you down a lot. Pretty interesting though, nonetheless.
Look at that shit, y'all. It's a motherfucking... It looks like the fucking sun is out and it's going through another eclipse, and the April 8th eclipse has passed. It is now April 10th. It is a fucking eclipse happening. It looks lunar, but there should be no sun right there. There shouldn't even be the moon right there, even if it was a lunar eclipse. But as you can see, that looks like a crescent moon. At the very least, it's something there. But if it was a crescent moon, it should stay a crescent moon. That right there is coming and going. It's like it's another sun, but it's not an eclipse going on. It's something in front of it, and it's following it, like it's trying to keep it covered. You guys, somebody who knows this shit has to let me know what the hell is going on.
I don't know. To me, that just looked like a regular crescent moon. I could be completely wrong. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I don't know, though. To me, it just looked like a normal moon.
I want y'all to look at these photos. I'm a firm believer, and for us to be able to move forward, you have to first look back. Hence why the controllers of this realm control the past, control the future. So let's see in our own observable reality the beauty in life and things that make you say, Of course, we're going to give you a beauty of life. A woman who has lived in the same house for 104 years. And that right there is beauty in life. Early Los Angeles compared to 2001. This is not even 2020. This is 2001. There's one picture on here that is from 1995, and the difference is ridiculous. Town Square in Lower Saxon, Germany. We all know this iconic picture. This is New York City from 1917 to 2012. Nothing has changed. Nothing. That sink in for a second. But you got Hong Kong. Look at Hong Kong from 1964 to 2016. And all that changed. The more I see this, I feel like America is on a standstill. Not gonna lie. Some of these pictures made me feel like America is the third world country. Again, just like all Western civilizations, this is Europe, Prague. Nothing's changed. While everyone else is advancing. Message. Visitors in the museum from 1910 to 2019. Nothing's changed. Look at the architecture in Germany in 1959 and how they got rid of that for this. That for this. Nah. Electronics store, 10-year difference. Typewriters to computers. In 1906, Kansas City was better than 2015. Like I said, America. We all seen this picture, and we know why this is also no longer up. Now look at London, though. From 1995 to today, how different that is. Damn! Now, people, this to me is by far the most important picture. Look at the Lincoln Memorial in 1922. What if I told you that building was there way before, and they converted it into the Lincoln Memorial? If you know, you know. The Moors built that. If you know, you know, and I'm not going to go too much into that because they'll suppress the video. Singapore from 2000 to 2023. See what I'm saying? When I went through these pictures, I could really see.
I really enjoyed this type of content. I love seeing the past into the present because of all the changes. This is always extremely fascinating to me. I didn't know that about the Lincoln Memorial. I still don't know if I believe that or not, but if that's the case, that was an awesome photo to see the Lincoln Memorial all by itself before everything else got constructed around it. That's pretty cool.
What I'm trying to do is bring to the light how many corporations would be pissed off if we did hit 0 point energy. The gas industry, power industry.
Oh, sure.
The car industry.
It's huge. Well, the car energy would just have to pivot to the type of motor and an electric motor with a 0 point generator. Your public utilities eventually will retire because every home business will have its own energy source. Now, the only thing you'd really need oil for is chemicals, petrochemicals, plastics, things like that. And I don't think we have 100 years left to fix it. I don't think we have 20. The rest of the world will be able to go from having nothing in the way of energy generation, 3 billion people have no power energy at all, to having these systems. And suddenly you're going to see so much happen in the world that is going to be a human advancement. And aside from the air and everything becoming pristine and clean, there are going to be such great opportunities for, the dispossessed people of the world.
I really hope that we do reach a point where we have free energy or clean energy. But unlike what Dr. Greer said, I do not believe that it's going to purify the air. I do not think that our air quality is going to get better. In fact, that's one of the reasons why I think the governments are polluting our air with plastics, metals, things like that, is so that when we do have free energy, there's another cost to our expensive living. We might have to pay for oxygen masks because the air will be so polluted with all the hazards that they have going on in it that, yeah, sure, we have free energy, but if you want to breathe, pay for air because that's the next form of energy for the governments. That's how they're going to make their money. Big theory that I have. And as far as we only having 20 years left for all of this, I do not believe that either, because I've been hearing that since I was a child 30 some odd years ago. And we're still 20 years left in the making. What do you guys think of this? I think that one day we will have free energy. I definitely think that we will have that. But there's going to be another cost of living that's going to be just as important. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here. I hope you didn't mind the vocal audio. I have a new microphone that I'm testing out. So let me know in the comments on how my audio quality sounds and what may need to be improved. And I'm sorry that the episode's a little short again today. I'm trying to finish out this Fallout series. So again, I am sorry for the length of this video today. But with that being said, have a good day.